not new to this whole horror / sci-fi type of thing. What
Right.
was it about the project that you were like, okay, I want to get into this?
I think there were a lot of contributing factors. One being the script. When I read it, I didn't see the twists and turns coming whatsoever, and I had no idea where it was going to end up, and that was just incredibly exciting and refreshing to me. And also, JJ's involvement, the fact that John Goodman was starring in it, and ultimately the role just being such a badass role, and it seemed like so much fun to play. So I was embracing it immediately.
How much training did you have to do for that?
I didn't have to do much training because she doesn't come into it with any special skills. She's not like, a spy, or you don't find out that she's secretly a Navy SEAL or something in a past life, or, some crazy thing like that. She's just like your average girl who happens to be very smart and resourceful and very physically capable, but
MacGyver type of thing.
yeah, kind of more MacGyver. Like, she uses her intelligence more so than her brawn, to get what she needs done. So that I loved. I loved that I didn't need to go through some rigorous boot camp to get there.
Did your short Portal open this door for you?
Totally, yeah. I mean, I was working on commercials, and then that short and another one really caught the attention of many people, and I started developing my own movies and talked at several instances with Bad Robot, and then they had the script that opened up. They needed a director, so they sent it my way, and I pitched the hell out of it, and really spoke to making a movie that would be nail-bitey and suspenseful, and harken back to the kind of filmmaking that was in Alfred Hitchcock movies, but also that was fun and funny, which I think JJ always does so well. In all the genres that he's played in, his movies always feel very authentic and human, but also really fun. And I thought, even though this movie is going to be so intense, I think it can be fun as well.
The movie wasn't really called what it is now.
Right.
How far did you find out that it was smart enough to change it?
I knew that it was going to be connected in spirit to Cloverfield. That was something that was talked about in the beginning, when we were shooting. It was just like, oh, it's cool that these two films are sort of like, brother and sister in terms of the spirit of making them. But I didn't know it was going to have Cloverfield in the title up until like an hour before the trailer came out. So it was a surprise to me.
Did you actually watch Cloverfield?
I remember seeing it in the theater. I remember going and loving it and just thinking it was such a smart, inventive take on the monster movie, that they really kind of turned it on its head and made it very personal and fresh. And I think that that's sort of what we're trying to do with this as well, is take the idea of the monster movie and tell it in a very new, different way.
Speaking of JJ,
Yeah.
how involved was he with you on this thing?
Yeah, he was incredibly involved, and even though he was not on set because he was shooting Star Wars when we were shooting, he still watched all of our dailies. And so the idea that he was on Jakku or on the Millennium Falcon watching our movie is an absolute thrill, and I would still wake up to emails from him saying like, "Great inserts, love the inserts," and then we shot like the airlocker sequence with all that light pouring through. He was like, "Oh my God, the airlock sequence!" We always had his wind in our sails. And then when we were editing, he was able to be around so much more often and had such a great ear for sound design and such a great sense of pace, which you can see in all his movies. And he really brought to this movie as well. It was extremely helpful and amazing to work with.
What I liked about it is it didn't even have to be called Cloverfield. It could have
Right.
been called The Cellar Room, and it still would have worked. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I know that this is not a direct sequel
Right.
to that.
Right.
But it's in the same Cloververse or Cloverfield cinematic universe.
Right.
Can you elaborate about how all that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's sort of now has become a real signal to the audience that we've made a movie of a certain tone and genre. And while the first movie was this really unique take on a very familiar genre, this movie has a different, unique take on a familiar genre. And I think this can now be a platform for a lot of really cool original stories to be told.
No! No! No, no! No! Don't open that door! They're going to get all of us killed!
Something's coming.